What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Welcome back to Bowls Fishing. But today we're gonna do something a little bit special. As you just saw, I just loaded up my truck with a whole bunch of goodness going into that back of that truck, and I'm about to hit the road and head up to the hunting property, and we're gonna do something a little bit special. But I'm not gonna tell you just yet. Let's get everything, make sure I got everything. I'm gonna double check everything, make sure I have everything. Then whenever we get back up there, I'll let you know what we're about to get into, guys. Stay tuned. This is gonna be goodness, absolutely goodness. We are finally out here. We are out here in the backwoods of North Georgia. Actually, it's on a farm, or an old farm from back in the day. We bought this farm probably 3-4 years ago, and strictly for hunting property. Even the people before us set it up mostly for hunting, deer hunting, bear hunting, hog hunting. Really, everything's up here, to be honest with you. A lot of stuff's up here that isn't anywhere else around us. So it's a pretty unique little spot. Again, it used to be an old farm. Like, here's an old pasture, and there's a pasture over there. There's some pastures up on the hill. There's total about 50 acres here. But today I want to do something a little bit different. I know I told y'all earlier I was going to wait till I got up here to tell y'all. But I've always been a huge wilderness survival type person. My father, he was, big in the Department of Natural Resources for 34 years. He was part of them for 34 years. And in that time he was there, he was over the search and rescue team. So if you ever went out and hiked or anything like that and you got lost in Georgia, he would be the one they would call to come find you. High angle rope rescue, wilderness first responder, wilderness survival, literally the whole 9 yards. So growing up, I have always been, a part of his classes that he used to teach, and would go with him everywhere that I could, and really picked up a lot of cool things, and I really enjoyed it. I don't know if y'all saw, and I'll drop the link in the description box below. I did a video, it was probably a year or so ago, that my father bought me a, like a better term, we called it a ready pack. Some people now call it a go bag, whatever you want to call it, but it was a bag full of stuff that if you ever got lost or anything like that, you could survive off that bag, if you knew what you were doing for, a good little bit. And I really want to put that bag to the test today. So it is going to be, in this bag, there's really everything I need to survive out here for a few days. But the main goal for today is, I don't think you can hear it, but there is a trout stream that runs all through this property. Okay, and we own both sides of it, so technically we can restrict, this, that, and the other from fishing this part of the trout stream. And so my goal for today is, I'm going to catch a trout. I'm going to start a fire, not with a lighter, but with everything in my survival bag, and I'm going to cook that trout basically a catch and cook, while I'm out here over a fire, enjoying this little bit of God's beautiful earth he has blessed us with. And it's going to be fun, guys. So again, as you saw, I load up the truck with a whole bunch of goodies. The reason for that is, I'm not going to use all those things. Like, I brought my 308. I brought my compound bow. I literally brought everything. Obviously, it is hunting season. So if I see something, which I highly doubt I will, because I'm not up on the ridge and it's not really that time of day, that I'm fully prepared. Let's put it that way. But I got the chesty on today. And so first things first, I'm going to get all my stuff together, and then I'm going to literally just walk up and down this bank, see if I can hook into a rainbow trout. Once I do, I'm going to get a fire started, and it's going to be golden. If you've never had rainbow trout to eat over a fire, you are truly, truly missing out. It is literally, probably, in my opinion, one of the best fishes you will ever eat, especially when it's cooked over an open fire. And I'm going to show you how to do that today, guys. So let's get everything unloaded, and let's get started. Real quick, guys, this is the bag I was referring to. Again, the video will be in the link description box below. I have added a few more things, and I'll go into a little bit more detail whenever we actually catch the fish and actually get into this bag. This is strictly just for the survival. Now, there is some light tackle stuff in the bottom of this bag, but I'm just gonna go conventional rod, you know, my kind of traditional trout setup. But this is strictly just for, you know, the survival part, if you want to call it that. I will have a little other bag that I'm gonna carry around while I'm walking up and down the river. It just has a couple different baits in it. Some very light tackle for sure, a rooster tail here and there, along with a little trout net. These things are great. I used to have it attached to a string. I don't know what happened to it. It's been stuck in a box for God knows how long. I haven't been trout fishing hot 1 minute. And then just a little, I think this is a 5.6 ultralight. Yeah, it's a 5.6 ultralight. Lose just speed stick, paired up with a Shimano little light line. I think this is 6-pound monofilament, or it's 4 6-pound monofilament. This has always been my trout setup. And one thing about trout setups real quick is whenever I go trout fishing, I'm not usually up on open water. I'm usually back in the woods, walking up and down rivers, waiting. You know, if I'm in a kayak, you know, I'm taking something that's not going to break the bank, because if anyone has ever waded or river fished, or really river fished in general, no matter if you're bass fishing, trout fishing, whatever it is, you're going to get hung up in trees. You're going to break. You're going to constantly have issues, you know, not really issues, but you're going to have stuff go wrong more times than not. And so that's why I typically go a little bit cheaper setup. I think this total setup was maybe $50. Again, you know, it is a little bit nicer setup, but you can literally go to Walmart, pick up an ultralight rod combo with line already on it for about, I think, $32. So I mean, you really can't beat it. But I'm gonna get strapped up, get the GoPro, get it all set up, and I'm just gonna get to work straight up, and then we'll see what we can get into. Again, guys, I haven't trout fished up here in one hot minute. I tried it back in the summertime, but it wasn't that hot. The waters were low, and the water is low now just because we haven't had no rain. So fingers crossed, I'm gonna hook in at least one that I can get in the net and that I can follow through with this video that I have planned. So we'll see what happens, guys. Let's go. Oh, I haven't been over here in a while, but it feels so good to get out in the woods. I haven't even went hunting this year, which is not normal for me for sure. Let's just take a gander over here at the river. Ooh, golly, there's been some fallen trees. Yeah, it is. It's definitely faux show low. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. There are some spots over here, a little bit deeper pools, that I'm going to see if we can't get on something here. Once again, guys, this is family property. We bought it actually from a hunter as well, and he had a lot of stuff left over. I have to do a little farm tour here in very, very soon, just so y'all can kind of get an idea of where it's at. Now, it is in very north part of Dawson County, literally right on the line, and probably a mile from Emiclo Falls State Park. So if you're from around here, you kind of know where I'm at. We have had big deer, big bear, big hogs. We've had all sorts of stuff up here. I killed a big old 8-pointer up here a couple years ago. But I'll tell you what, I didn't think we were gonna run into hogs, but we've had a big hog problem for sure. Cut through here. Guess I could have just walked through the pasture. Now, this is an old power pole bridge the guy had before us, and we really need to doctor it up, but for the most part, let's hopefully I don't fall in. I'm gonna cut across, I'm gonna fish this little hole right here, which I ain't seeing nothing, but ooh, this sucker is slippery. I'll tell you what, if I do fall in, the way these temperatures have been lately, I'm gonna have to immediately get a fire started. Faux show. Alright, I made it. Whew, could have been a bad day. Alright, guys, I just noticed that I had an old Texas rig tied up on this ultralight rod
a little like a cross between a Ned rig and a Texas rig. I guess when I took the boys fishing last time, I rigged this one up for them. And so I got a re-rig right here. I'm just gonna go just an old trout hook, crabby hook, whatever really you have. And I'm just gonna throw some power bait to start the day off before I get in the rooster tail business. I love throwing rooster tail, and I just lost that hook. But sometimes, especially in the river or the streams, you're not going to be able to fish that pretty efficiently. Now, if I was good with a fly rod, a small, like ultra fly rod, then I think this stream would be dynamite. We have stocked this stream before. I'm going to go ahead and throw that disclaimer in there. But we have not stocked it in a couple years. You will see feeders all up and down the river probably. But once again, we haven't stocked it, so we haven't been feeding it. So again, we probably haven't stocked it or fed it in probably 2 years. And again, I grew up trout fishing. And I love trout fishing, but I love bass fishing more. Just because it just seems to be a better fight. But if I catch one out of here over the ones we used to stock, you will be quite surprised at what we pull out of this sucker. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it, you know, God, this bag's a mess. Leave it like a suspense, a little old cliffhanger. Because again, I haven't fished it in forever, so I'm not making no guarantees here, which I never do. Let's go one split shot first. Start the day off. Golly, come on now. I need to upgrade this box for show. Faux show. All right, throw that puppy back in here. And let's get started. All right, guys, I'm gonna try this little hole first. This used to be a good little hole, but the water is just so way down that I don't even know how this is gonna play out. Used to, you come out here and absolutely wreck them every cast, but it has been a struggle a few times. Family's been out here or I've been out here, so let's try this. Probably gonna be the first hang up of the day right here. And again, guys, I'm just throwing a little power bait right now. Just to kind of get a feel. You know, maybe I'll find a little hole I can tie on a little rooster tail, but I ain't making no promises. I love fishing a rooster tail, but it ain't gonna play out. There's deer sign off right here. I should have went hunting this morning. That's what I should have did. And guys, I'm not a big wader fisherman, just because of the safety aspect of it. I know I can get all up in this in a set of waders, but waders in swift water just can be very, very dangerous. No matter if you're wading, kayak fishing, really any type of vessel can really get hurt doing it. This spot ain't gonna work. Our pole bridge. There used to be a deep little hole down here, and we put a feeder over here. So let's see what happens. Oh yeah. Okay. I may have some luck right here. Okay. See, this used to be the juice right through here. You could definitely throw a rooster tail through here. Checking my drag. Oh, I'm hung up on that tree. I'm not a big night crawler fan, but I may need to switch to a night crawler. Let's try to get something a little bit different.
All right, guys, so fishing didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. As you can see behind me, the water's really low. This is a really good spot to fish. We have made it a really good spot to fish, but I think with the water being so low and the time of year, I think it really just kind of shut them off and they went kind of elsewhere. As you saw, I did put in a few little fishing clips just to, get the idea, but I spent about, 2 hours trying to find them, trying to get in different holes, hiking up and down, and it just didn't pan out. But you know what? That's why it's called fishing, not catching. But I'm still gonna, make something of my day. Creating content, you have so many variables that you have to work with to make it, everything work out. But some days it just doesn't gonna work out. That's why you just got to keep producing that content. But I still got the go bag, ready pack, whatever you want to call it. I am going to set up and I'm going to start a fire without a lighter, just so if you never did it before, you've never seen it done before, I'm going to show you how to do that today. And then also I got an Omeals in here. I'm going to go ahead and get that heated up as well, because I am starving. I was hoping I was going to catch some rainbows real early in the day and be able to have a nice early lunch, but it didn't pan out that way. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm still out in nature. You really cannot beat this. I'm on the riverbank and hearing the river flow in. I'm gonna build a nice fire, gonna have a nice hot meal, and it's still gonna be a good day, guys. So you know what? That just made me super excited. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and get right into it, guys. Let's go. All right, guys, so I got my fire ring built. As you'll see here, I got a few little sticks and, some small kindling right here, right next to me. Again, I'm not going to go into detail about this bag because I've already created a video on that. I'm just going to get out my fire starter kit right there. Just got some Vaseline, some cotton balls, some lint, and a fire starter. Got my Omeals, but I'm gonna get the fire started before I start cooking this, where I can chill by the fire while that's cooking. And I'm gonna get right into it, guys. So if you've never taken a Wilderness First Survival or a wilderness survival class, or really seen any type of fire making a fire without, your basic lighter. You have a flint rod, a starter, a cotton ball, and Vaseline. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but what you do is you take a couple cotton balls, real simple. All right, take a couple cotton balls. These are smaller, so you get about 4 or 5. You're gonna put them all together and start pulling some of that fiber off the cotton ball together to almost make like a bird nest, okay? Set it right in the middle of your fire ring. Get a goop of Vaseline. Stick it right there in the middle. Oh, it's coming apart. All right, that should stay. All right. And I got some old dryer lint too. If you ain't got no cotton balls, which I didn't for a while, you can always use some lint from your dryer. Throw that in there too. You don't have to do that. And basically all you're gonna do is you're gonna take your flint rod and I call it a scraper. And you're gonna scrape that flint. Oh my goodness, there's a huge yellow jacket. I thought them suckers were dead. Dadgummit. Dead now. All right, so you get your flint rod, scrape some of those shavings on that cotton ball Vaseline concoction you got there. And I got the wind next to me, so it's gonna be pretty interesting to get this sucker started. And then you're gonna take your flint rod that creates sparks, and the first spark got it, okay? Right on that Vaseline, on that lint. All right, so then you're gonna start adding your little sticks and twigs and sticks, whatever you wanna call them. Add a little bit more cotton ball here. Just try to get it going here. Ooh, some of those are wet leaves. Some more of this kindling. And again, guys, the ground is very wet, okay? Because, I mean, it rained a couple days. Obviously, it didn't help the river none. But you're going to sit there and you're just going to baby it. You may have to start it back up. And just keep babying it. There we go. Now we're cooking. Get some of the dry leaves up here. Crush those up. There we go. Now we're cooking. Throw some more of those twigs on there. There we go. All this stuff's so wet. We're getting it going though. We're getting it going. Yeah, that's what, yeah, get that wind blowing right there. There we go. Get some more dry leaves. Everything's so wet. There we go. Woo, doggy. And that, my friends, is how you make a fire. First spark, I'm telling you guys, a cotton ball, some Vaseline, maybe some lint from your dryer, a fire starter, flint rod. You don't need a lighter. You don't need nothing fancy. Literally, just scrape that on there, get one good spark, and it'll catch right away, and then you just start babying after that. So, well, you know what? I'm gonna sit back, baby my fire, cook my oatmeals, and end this day on a good note. I didn't catch no fish, but I'm gonna get my belly full. I'm gonna get a hot meal with my oatmeals, sit by my fire, sit next to the river, and just enjoy God's creation, guys. So let's go. All right, guys, so I got my fire, you know, somewhat, you know, kind of taking care of itself. I'm babying it here and there. I'm gonna go ahead and get my oatmeal started. I did a separate video on this, so I'm not gonna really go into detail, but it's a self-heating meal. Pretty much there's a magnesium package in the middle, and you just pour a little bit of water in it and let it boil for a little bit, and you're good to go. So you just take, you know, directions, drop your food pouch in there. You add about 3 to 4 ounces of water. That's your food pouch. 3 to 4 ounces of water. Whoop, if I can get it back in the bag here. All right. Go ahead and open my heating element, get that ready. This sucker's old, so I'm interested to see if it's still, you know, up to par. It's probably a little bit more than I need, but we'll go with it. All right, take your heating element, drop it down in there. Seal the bag. All right, and then here in a minute, it's gonna start steaming, and let it steam for probably, you know, 5-10 minutes, whatever you wanna do. And you'll have a hot meal here in about 10-15 minutes. So while that's cooking, I'm gonna sit back right here and relax. Enjoy nature. She's steaming right there. Yeah, buddy. Look at that steam coming off. Let's go. All right, guys, so my oatmeal's finished steaming. Ooh, that sucker is smoking hot. I got a nice fire going. Now I can sit back, relax, eat my lunch, and enjoy the peace and quiet. When I was sitting here, you know, stoking the fire, babying it, this, that, and the other, I did hear what appeared to be a squeal of a hawk. So if that's the case, I'm gonna grab my 308 and I'm going to absolutely bust one. I don't think they're gonna be close enough for me to do that, but you know what? So we can figure out, guys. But this is it, guys. I'm gonna sit here, enjoy my lunch. Ooh, smoking right there. Dadgummit. It's nice and warm. There ain't nothing better on a cold winter day than a hot meal sitting next to the fire, next to the river. Amazing. Absolutely incredible, guys. But as always, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. I know it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to turn out, but to be honest with you, you can't get no better than this. Enjoying a hot meal by a river next to a fire, you just can't beat it, guys. But as always, guys, once again, thank y'all for watching. If y'all like these types of videos, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you do, then I'll make plenty more, because I got 50 acres here to make any and all type of videos I want to, guys. But thank y'all. Y'all have a good day.